Hi folks, welcome back. I just introduced myself. My name's Colin from the Dog Line. We're just going to have a bit of a chat about dog training collars and how to introduce them to your dog in the initial stages, which is quite important. You'll find out a little bit more about that. Now this is our Q&A time, so if you've got any questions, just jump in the chat and I'll see if I can pick those up and answer any questions as we go. Now dog training collars, basically the dog, they all fairly much work the same. The dog has a collar on. With a receiver, you have a handpiece, which is called a transmitter. You have different levels of what you might call attention getters. So you might have a beeper tone, a vibration, and then there would more than likely be some sort of static correction option and levels where you can increase and decrease those. So there are different varieties. Obviously, it's a little bit like red wine. You find that the quality of the remotes does improve with the price, but then there's some very good models that we have that are not too expensive, that does a very good like domestic situation rather than if you're looking for professional training. However, that's your choice. If you want a bit of a hand on that, let's have a look at the web page. You can go to the here we go, I need to switch over. You can give us a call for a bit of a chat. We can go through a few things about your dog, what's been happening, give a little bit of advice. We don't profess to be dog trainers, but we do have a good selection of dog training collars. And what I find is a lot of people know what they want their dog to do, and they know the training. They've quite often been to training before, and they know when to give the commands and the corrections and the rewards, etc. However, they just need that little bit of an edge, particularly if the dog is off lead, so they can get the dog's attention. I'll scroll down some of these. We also have chat support if you did want to have a bit of a chat. And obviously we do like people to give us a call and have a talk. We get a few referrals from dog trainers, so if you are a dog trainer and you want to become an affiliate, then let us know. We do have an affiliate program where you can put a link on your website and that will record that it's come from you. But now, when it comes to a dog training collar, there's a good video there where this couple actually trained this German Shepherd out of wanting to go and eat every other dog in the park and almost pull the lady off her feet and make her let go. Within a month or so, she had the dog off the lead in the park and she came back to create a 2-dog system because they were going to rescue another dog. Now, my general advice to people is start small when you're doing a remote training collar. Don't go and try and fix everything all at once or you're going to confuse the dog. And also, I do recommend not letting the dog know too much that it's the collar. There are a few schools of thought on this. I'm not saying mine is gospel, but if you can put the collar on the dog and ignore it for a couple of days and the dog kind of gets used to wearing it, the theory might be that when you do go to use it, you can then find his minimum level of attention by increasing the levels very gradually. And next week we'll go into a bit more detail about what level you need to have the collar on and some of the variables there, which is a very interesting sort of subject. But when fitting the collar, if you put it on and leave it alone, then find the dog's minimum level of attention when he's just sort of kicking around, not doing much, not interested in too much, and you notice that he goes, oh, that's a bit funny. That's kind of like your base starting level. But again, there are a few variables when it comes on to using the remote and the levels, etc., depending on what the dog's doing. But let's talk about that next week at 12:30. Now, the other thing you might read in the manuals as well is don't leave the collar on for longer than 8 hours. Some places say 12 hours. That's fine. The reason for that is to make sure that you check the skin and ensure there's no irritation, which can be a number of different reasons. Either a dog might be allergic to a particular alloy in the probes, or you've left it sitting too tight in the wrong position. So a good remote training collar with good probes is not going to make you have to do it up too tight. And I bought a couple of samples. There's one there you might see that's pet safe. Some of the other models are the Sport Dog brand, and also I just grabbed off the shelf the Educator, which tends to be a very popular model among dog trainers at the moment. So yeah, Greg's done a good job at putting all those together. So back to the subject, what I would then do is I would go and focus on one small issue at a time, and I wouldn't be letting the dog know that it's me pushing the button. But if you do decide that it's recall and you push the button and get the dog's attention and you distract the dog, you recall the dog, you're relying on your reward to then reinforce that behaviour. So something strange happened when I didn't learn, when I didn't respond, and then when I did respond, I got a lot of reward from from the owner, basically. So don't expect that you're going to get a remote training collar and that it's going to fix all your problems all at once. It is a journey. And I mean, I used to have a boxer dog. I wouldn't go down the park without a dog training collar on the dog, just for when I might need it. So I'll leave it there. We'll put this up on the website with a bit of a link. If you've got any more specific questions, I mean, I don't know whether you should give a dog a beeper first, get back to me with your thoughts, a vibration, and then if they're not paying attention, a correction. You've got to find what works for your dog. And if you're guided by, if you have had some dog training classes with a dog trainer, you can also ask them their opinion as well. But if you put the collar on the dog and you don't let them know it's the collar, and you don't let them know so much that it's the handpiece and you pushing the button, then you're probably going to end up getting a little bit more broader results as far as the dog paying attention in other areas. So you do get a spin-off. If the dog is being taught in one area of obedience, you're going to get another area improving in obedience as well. So do give us a call, 1300 the dog, 1300 843 364. Happy to have a chat and talk about your dog and how we can help. Cheers for now.